Hey everyone, I'm back from the dead one and giving you another review on a game I've played quite a bit of over the last few months. This is yet another Zombie Survivors. Just like all the other Survivors games, like Vampire Survivors, it got permanent upgrades, and then you have your different characters, different levels, and each character has their own sets of weapons and attributes to go along with them, so let's check it out. So starting off with the upgrades, you've got different ones from additional health, additional money, additional weapon damage, increased experience, and I'll actually reset this to show you kind of how it works. So as you see, you got to pick up 10 points to unlock the second level of upgrades, 20 points to unlock third level, and finally 30 to unlock the final level. So yeah, it's always helpful to collect more money, because that's essentially, you'll see in the gameplay, how you get more upgrade point, the training points. Basically, each training point is rewarded by gaining so much money in the level. And then you got your weapon damage experience. This is how you gain levels to your character while in run. Every time you gain a level up, there's different upgrades, whether it's your character's starting weapon or their abilities that you can unlock during each run. Then you've got movement speed. This comes into a factor later on in runs. At the beginning, the enemies are pretty slow, where later on they start to speed up and get faster, and this makes it easier to get away from them. So as you see, when I upgrade and spend 10 points, that's what unlocks the second level. Then you start to get into reduced damage from enemies, your cooldown and damage to your abilities being increased. Magnet, this is a really good one, because when it starts to get a little bit hairy, you'll be able to pull in power-ups and experience from longer range away. And then you've got your fire rate, will help out with your weapons overall. The higher this is, the easier it is to get kills in the beginning. And especially when you get into late in the game with a couple of the characters, they can dump out a lot of bullets that they have bottomless clips, or it almost seems like it, where just upping the fire rate on their weapon helps tremendously. So certain perks help out different characters better. So again, as you spend another 10 points, you unlock the next level. Then you get into basically your different perks that'll allow you to control what sticks on the screen, or what you can wipe out from your level up upgrades and runs, as well as your dodge chance, where you have a chance to dodge incoming enemy attacks so you don't take any damage at all. Again, spend another 10 points, and it unlocks the final level, where you start to get into health regen, crit chance and damage, weapon reload speed. Certain weapons have a much slower reload speed. For example, one of the characters has a shotgun. This is tremendously helpful with. And then you got invincibility frames. So I'm not sure exactly how this one works, but I can tell when it's leveled all the way up that it really helps out extending different runs. So I'll put all my ability points back, and I've actually played this to the point where I've got extra ability points. So yeah, even when I've got this all maxed out, I've still got 58 training points left over. And then you can even see achievements. A lot of these you'll earn pretty passively throughout the runs as you use different characters, different abilities, as you level up your characters, and I'll show how that works in the character selection screen. But still got some of these that are much harder, like survive 5 minutes of one-hit mode in isolated cities. Yeah, survive 5 minutes without getting hit by any enemies. So yeah, that one's pretty rough. And then I got one that survived 30 minutes in endless mode. So yeah, some of these I'm still trying to clean up, and you can see on the bottom right here, you get different rewards based on getting the achievements unlocked. Where in the game you'll open up chests that you can select these rewards from, and they give you different stat boosts or in-game effects by unlocking the achievement. So yeah, if you go to start the game, you see your character select screen. When you start out, you only start out with the top characters. You got the SWAT character that's got basic guns, starts out with a pistol, moves on to a submachine gun, then either an auto rifle or a sniper. Along with its basic gun, it starts out, once you start to get into its abilities, you have grenades, you can call in an attack helicopter. And quite honestly, the attack helicopter is one of the best things because it'll do a strafe across the entire area, and every time you level it up, you'll see that each one of these abilities, the cooldown time goes down drastically. But yeah, you'll have to play around with the abilities, and you'll find out that certain ones are better at single target damage or just ad clearing in general, where others you kind of gotta notch them up before they become more useful. So the characters kind of vary with what they're best at. For example, you got the tank. He starts out kind of slow, where he's got abilities that are more ad clearing, shotgun just taking down so quickly, and then at the top end he's got like a mortar missile strike, which is really good on ad clearing, as well as mines and spinning blades that spin around the character. And then you also have a choice between either high single target damage with his rocket launcher, or a minigun that continuously sprays bullets. And then there's certain achievements and certain things you have to do with elemental damage, and that's where you get into the engineer here, who all of his attacks do electrical damage. You've got different grenades or traps you lay on the ground. He starts out with a small taser, and then he moves up to a rifle that continuously sprays a stream of electrical energy. And then an even better gun at the top end that continuously sprays electrical energy, or a almost grenade launcher weapon that shoots out a giant ball of electrical energy. And then you have a variety of EMP and stun grenades, and also a shield dome that'll go over the character that locks down most smaller enemies and slows bigger ones. Once you unlock enough of these characters and you start moving into the next line of characters, you've got the Huntress, which starts off with a bow. She starts off kind of slow, but you can then get a barrage of arrows ability, or a crit hit ability that increases your shots. And then you move on from the basic bow that shoots one arrow to one that shoots multiple arrows, onto a choice between either explosive arrows or ice arrows that slow enemies. On top of that, you also have an arrow ability that allows the arrows to pass through multiple enemies. And you probably notice it's really familiar if you play Call of Duty. This monkey, it's the little toy monkey that has the symbols claps its hands together, that draws enemies in and then eventually blows up. They've got the ghost, who uses a sword. In the beginning, the sword just swipes in front of him, where as you upgrade it, it does a more swooping strike. And then finally it can do a spinning strike at the top end. You also have, it'll throw out different bladed weapons, like shurikens or throwing darts, and then it also has an ability that increases its crit chance, and a hollow projection actually that runs out and damages enemies electrically. And then we got the medic, is another character that starts out with a small handgun and focuses, basically all of its abilities focus on healing, where one of the later on abilities also has a chance that every 100 to 110 seconds, it depends on the amount of upgrades you put in, that it will actually revive your entire team if you go down. If you last long enough, you'll actually use that ability multiple times in a run in more difficult modes. And then when you get its weapons leveled up, it will have a dart gun that it shoots out poison that when the enemy dies and explodes, it can infect other enemies in the area. At the top end, it'll get a flask that can do the same thing, but in a broader scope. Or you can get a flask that you throw out that will freeze a large group of enemies. And then we got the newest character that was just added recently in the last update, Pyro, which starts out with just a basic fireman's axe that starting out it's really slow, but even when you upgrade it once, will start swinging a lot faster. You move on from there, you've got the small blowtorch that you have, and then when you fully upgrade it, I haven't tried out the fire axe yet, but I really like the blowtorch. Has a short range for the top end. The flamethrower has a really long range for burning enemies. And then you also have your Molotov cocktail, and the ability next to it, I can't remember what it's called, but when your health drops low at a certain point, it boosts your stats really high. At the bottom, you've got a improvised bomb that you throw up that you get later on at the top end of your upgrades. Where the other top end upgrade, you get fire feet, which as you run across the ground, you'll leave streaks of fire on the ground where you walk. It has a cooldown to it, so it's not doing it all the time, but as the cooldown drops, you'll run, and you'll see a neon orange trail of fire that'll burn enemies. So yeah, I'll kind of show off what the game's all about by just doing a basic run. Okay, let's get into this run. You can see starting out that axe is kind of slow. And your early on levels, you'll level up pretty quickly. As you kill enemies, they'll drop different colored gems. Starting out, you'll see mostly yellow ones. Later on, your experience gems they'll also drop blue and red experience gems. Once you get high enough up as your level, starting out you'll only have the fire axe, Molotov cocktail, and no pain, no gain. That's what I was trying to remember. It's like I described, each one has different stats where as you level up the fire axe, the attack size and damage will go up. As you level up no pain, no gain, the amount, first you have to unlock it to be able to use the ability, but as you use it, it'll increase your character's movement speed when you have less health, and that boost goes up even more the less health you have. But like I said, you get increased movement speed, weapon cooldown reduction, and elemental damage, so your fire attacks will do more. But yeah, and then this one at the top end, you have every level of your character, you have to kill so many zombies to increase the level to get these better perk upgrades, like Firewalk being at the highest level, where Pyro ignites flame resistant boots in an effort to set fire to the ground he walks on, does 100 damage, duration 5 duration, 35 cooldown, which as you upgrade the abilities, damage goes up, duration goes longer, and cooldown goes down. But yeah, starting out, I'm just going to go with the Molotov cocktail. Because you'll start to get more enemies, and ad clearing while you're only one character in is kind of important early on. But yeah, you can also pick up the makeshift bomb Actually, I haven't used this yet, so let's see how well it goes. Up there it is. Yeah, it hits a pretty broad area. Now I kind of want to upgrade that fire axe. You'll see that, yeah, you swing it a lot faster, and also now you see one of the buffs, super speed. You can move a lot quicker. So you get fire walk going. See the trail. Once I light up fire, you'll see the trail on the ground as I run. There you go. Kind of circle the enemies, and as they walk through it, they'll light on fire. So you pick up no pain, no gain. And now you see SOS signal detected, and you'll see like the green arrow. They'll direct you over to here. See this green person kneeling on the ground. You gotta stand in it for a little bit, and this is when you can pick one of two different other characters in the game that you have unlocked. So if you don't like if you've gotten later in the training points and you've actually unlocked the ability to reroll, you can reroll the characters where, see who we get, and then you can get different options that way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Huntress. She starts off really slow, but then gains much more power later on. So I love her exploding arrows. But yeah, and then as you gain, you'll see this little yellow double up arrow item that you can pick up. As you pick up 4 of them, you'll get just basic stat boosts that you can pick up from stuff that affects your health, a set that affects your armor, your abilities, and then overall stats. So I kind of try to go with whatever has the lowest stats, but you'll also see there's different rarities. Right now you're only seeing commons. Haven't seen any like purple variety of these, but then you also see orange for legendary. Go some lifesteal. You see money pop up. That's what you see on the top right of the screen there. Starting out, when you don't have many training points, it'll be cheap to gain those, so you'll get them pretty quickly early on in runs, where in later runs, now I'm up to the point where I need 8,400 just to gain 1 point. So yeah, I kind of try to space out early on in the run, so I can unlock throwing out more abilities. So we can get the zombie decoy. You can see how funny this little monkey is that the archer will throw out. Okay, what we got here? We got Eagle Eye that, yep, goes for crit chance and damage. But actually I'm going to go with Arrow Rain first, which just throws out a large circle of arrows in a random spot. Yeah, you'll also have chests on the map like this. As you stand and pick them up, you'll get these type of different upgrades. You'll get more of a variety of these type of upgrades from chests as you complete more achievements in the game. Some can have different stat boosts. You'll see the yellow lettering, which ones that the item affects on the right side of the screen, or you can have ones that have very specific conditions where, for example, Coffee Cup defeating the boss grants you 3-second boost of 25% ability cooldown reduction and duration modifier. Okay, see now on this one, you see this time when I got 4 training, I think they're called military points, the double up yellow arrows that drop on the ground. You can see on the bottom here, you have a couple of commons here in the middle, a rare on the right side, and then all the way left here is the legendaries. Each stat will, the higher the rarity, the better the boost you get from that stat it rolls on. SOS that we found, so we can get another character pulled out. And I actually kind of want, yeah, there we go. I had to reroll a couple of times to get tank. Starts out with a shotgun. But yeah, and then you see you got the saw blade from tank that will spin around. And the more you upgrade that saw blade, you'll actually get to the point where you can have 5 saw blades rotating around you at a much faster rate. And here we go, there's tank's ability Bombing Strike, which drops the mortar bombs on a large portion of the field. Yeah, there you go. There's the monkey. He's attracting all the zombies. And bang, takes a bunch of them out. Yeah, there we go. Another one of Tank's abilities, the minefield, which is much more random, just spaces them throughout the map periodically. Yeah, you also see, see a couple of arrows. The yellow arrow is for the chest over here. Now, I love this one. Annoying Trumpet. When you get hit, you have a 25% chance to create an explosion around the survivors, pushing enemies back. So yeah, if you're getting hit a lot, and you'll definitely notice while playing, your health bar goes up dramatically each time you unlock another survivor and add them to your team. So when you only have one person on your team running around, every time you add another one, you add a second character, your health pool will double, and you add the third character, you'll get triple what you started out with. Oh, there we go. Must have ran across a magnet, and they'll start yanking in. Yeah, yanking in all the upgrades and all the experience that's sitting on the map. And you'll see, you go to check out this green arrow, because we already have 3 characters on the team at this point. All of the SOS, the green characters kneeling that you find on the map after you have 3 characters will just give you a level upgrade. Yeah, we got another one. Head over there. And then yeah, you'll get, the more you progress, you'll get tankier enemies like this. The boss enemies that come out. Yeah, upgrade that axe again. Oh. Okay, now we're going to upgrade the fire axe fully. The next time that we see what's beyond it, you'll see the small blowtorch. There you have, if you see that blue magnet icon on the screen, that's a power-up that pulls all the experience and everything on the map. And then you can also see here, because I've upgraded the base weapons for Pyro and the Archer, you have the multi-shot bow for the Archer and the blowtorch for Pyro. So that'll change Pyro's axe from take away his axe and pull out the blowtorch that you can use now. You can see it has kind of a short range to it. Where if you upgrade the blowtorch fully, and then you select the flamethrower, that flame is about 2 to 3 times longer. Then we got the shotgun fully upgraded, and the next time it'll pop up Tank's other weapon that he can change it out. Yeah, and there you see it right there. After you level up Tank's base weapon, the shotgun, up to 4 levels and max it out, then you'll eventually see the pump action shotgun that fires much quicker than his base weapon. And that'll get switched out for it, and you'll have the pump action instead of the basic shotgun. But yeah, try to keep an eye on if you see either yellow or green arrows. Definitely help out. Make sure you grab those chests and SOS all around the map, because that'll get you stat boosts a lot quicker than sometimes just focusing on getting the experience gems. And especially later on in the game, as experience gems start to rack up and it takes you longer to get to the next level in your run, it really helps to have those chests and the instant level up from SOS. Yeah, like right here, you're gonna see me take a nice hit. Sometimes it's actually beneficial to just take the damage to make sure you can get some of those pickups. You kind of just have to play it out and see how, you know, when you can take a chance, when you can take a hit. And sometimes you just gotta run. And some upgrades that you'll see come out of chests, it'll be beneficial. And they just either will apply or won't apply, depends if you're using the element, because you'll get different elemental boosts, like ice damage modifier. If you're not using ice damaging weapons, for example, those only come from the medic, who throws out the ice flask, or the archer that shoots ice arrows, but you have to be using those weapons for it to even matter. So I'm actually going to re-roll this, get a whole new set. Yeah, I don't care for these upgrades where you have to kill a boss just to get a very limited boost. I think that's too short at 3 seconds to warrant picking those up. And this late in the run, each time you react to an SOS, for it to give me 1% weapon damage doesn't really do much for me. Let's even reroll again. But yeah, like, and sometimes even you'll see this, like the toilet paper has 5% move speed and 5% chem damage, where sometimes even half of what you're getting out of it will be better than nothing. Where I kind of like this lifesteal. I'm not sure how much this actually helps out, but the more regen and lifesteal you have, I definitely notice I've been in some pretty hairy situations where I've gotten down to, it would only take 1 hit to kill me, and come back in those really, you know, really close runs where you can extend the run much further if you've got some good regen going on. Yeah, you also have items like this, Jewel Life. When your HP reaches 0, revives you and 50%. You with 50% health points, after which it breaks, becoming Jewel of Death, which decreases your max HP by 50%. So yeah, it will even take away different max HP buffs, so you can build your max HP up again after getting this. But this is really nice because when you get into harder modes, you know, eventually you're going to die at least once. This will save a run where you can try to bounce back from dying once. Okay, and here we have it. Once you fully upgraded the blowtorch, you can then get the flamethrower to drop, which there's not much time left in this match. But I just wanted to throw it out there, and I can see how much bigger that stream of fire is coming out of the flamethrower. But yeah, pretty insane. Cool new weapon on the brand new character that released with the last update there. And once you hit the 20-minute mark and the default run, it ends the match, and then you get to see your stats at the end screen. Basically, a breakdown of what each character did, what the weapons, how the weapons perform as far as DPS, time, and damage. Cross all your characters, see all your items on the right side, see all your stats. There, we got up to, looks like level 40 in that run. And then, if you had any achievements, they pop up on the middle of the screen here, and what they unlocked right below it. See at the top of the screen, your training points. And then when you earn training points through runs like that by picking up cash throughout the run, you can then go over to the training section, and this is where I showed earlier all your unlocks, and you spend your training points to get whatever you have unlocked. It takes 10 points for each level, that each one boosts different stats. As you play through different modes in each area, you can go from default to endless mode, where you have to survive 20 minutes in a run, and then you unlocked hardcore mode, where you have to survive 10 minutes in the run, and then you unlock boss rush, and then you survive 10 minutes in that. And what I have not survived in a run yet is one hit mode, where endless, pretty easy to explain. Basically, kill till you drop. And then you go on to hardcore, where the enemies hit a little bit harder. And then you go on to boss rush, where it's just a 10-minute challenge where you get a lot more bosses popping out. And then one hit, self-explanatory, one hit, you're dead. Once you get enough done in the isolated cities, you'll unlock the Bio Wasteland, same thing. Default, endless, hardcore, boss rush, and one hit mode. So yeah, that's kind of a basic overview of the game as it stands. You can see from the store page kind of what the game is at this point. The game is in early access, so they are still working on adding more to the game, where you've even got a demo that you can download. Check it out. The game is usually $9.99, where right now it's actually on sale for $7.49 as of recording this review. So yeah, I've enjoyed this game quite a ton. I think it's got a great variety of characters. You know, you got a couple of different levels right now. They're still adding more to the game. Like I said, they just recently added Pyro, but even before, when I started playing, you had 6 characters. So, you know, still a pretty good variety. Each one feels a little bit different, and experiment with different combinations of 3-man teams. There's actually an achievement to survive an entire run with only 2 people, and an achievement to survive with only 1 person. That I actually completed those both just today. So yeah, play around with different teams. You can get different combinations. Some work better than others. Where I kind of try to have like one single target damage, one ag clearing, one, you know, you kind of only have one healer. It depends on the situation, whether the medic is really good for that, and if you think you can survive without a healer. So yeah, just play around, see which teams works best for you. And the further you get into your upgrades, the more you can kind of control what you get to drop in runs and what you want, how you want to develop your play style. But yeah, check it out. Like you saw there, there's a demo for the game. You can check it out. The game's on sale. We're even not on sale. Hey, the game's only $10. Check it out on Steam. Wishlist it. You know, I've had a tremendous time with it. Great music, great animations, and you know, to me, I just love this genre. So yeah, hope you hopefully you find this review helpful. You can check me out at Back from the Dead 1 on all social media. Back from Dead 1 on Xbox PSN. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day and have fun gaming. Okay, there's that. Actually, been quite a while since I recorded one of those. Kind of wacky. But yeah, I'm actually hoping that they add more to this, because yeah, now I've got 62 points. Thanks again everybody for watching the stream. Hopefully you have a great night and have fun gaming.